Hello everyone and welcome to the curious world of MrRay. I'm your friend and host MrRay and this is a special sci-fi marathon edition. Last week we did fantasy, this week we're doing sci-fi. Normally the episodes won't be this long. It'll normally be like a couple of each kind of thing, where it's a couple of TV shows and a couple of movies and a couple of animated things, and that's usually going to be it. But for the fantasy and for the sci-fi special, I really wanted to push the boat out and show as many things that I could that I really feel deserve more attention. They're out on YouTube because they've been forgotten. Let's face it, people. These shows deserve to be remembered and given some proper respect, and that starts with the grassroots. So I really hope you enjoy everything that I've got lined up for you this week. And what an amazing week it is. Yet again, another plethora, another pantheon of great shows and movies for you. In the first part, I'll have curious TV series. Second part, we have curious animation. Third part, we've got a very special Jerry Anderson Super Mario Nation special segment highlighting the works of Jerry Anderson, not just his puppets but also his live action work. Really hope you enjoy that. And then to end the episode this week, we've got some amazing movies for you. Now, why am I dressed in a fez and a bow tie? Well, because it's the sci-fi special, and I am in fact a budget time travel Scotsman. I am living 6 hours in the future from my American friends that I'm talking to generally, and right now I'm talking to you from the past. So it's all a bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, and who knows, it may even have a little hint of the Jeremy Beremy in it. So this week we have some awesome series lined up. I have some awesome series looked out for you. I've got The Champions. This was a great show from the 60s. If Mission Impossible met the Avengers, you would have The Champions. This is a show about a group of secret agents, special agent James Bond types that crash in the Himalayas during a mission and would have died, except that they're rescued by a super sophisticated, super advanced civilization of people from Shangri-La kind of thing that not only repair their bodies but make them superhuman with extrasensory perception and powers of mind and body that are far beyond that of normal humans. So really hope you enjoy this fantastic sci-fi show that really deserves more attention. After that, we've got Land of the Giants, another great show from the 60s. And what can I say? If you don't know about it already, this one's a little gem. The props and everything, like the axe made out of the razor blade and the grappling hook made out of the safety pin. I just loved this show growing up. So you're going to I really hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Unfortunately, it's on like a tiny little screen. I couldn't find one that had the full screen. But if you really enjoy this show, I'm sure you can find it on a streaming site. And if you can't be bothered, it is still there on YouTube. You'll just need to watch it in like a smaller screen. But it's great just catching up with that classic. After that, we've got Blake 7. Now, I was really lucky to see Paul Darrow play Sam Grimes in Guards. When they did the Terry Pratchett stage play, the touring play came to Aberdeen, and I was lucky enough to see him play Grimes. And honestly, Paul Darrow was amazing. He was fantastic. So hope you check out Blake 7 because he was like one of the leading cast members in that show. So another sadly almost forgotten show from UK sci-fi history. So the next we've got another UK sci-fi show called Invasion Earth. Now, I saw this when I was about 13, 14 years old, and seriously, this stuck with me. Predominantly because it was so dark. Like, I had never seen such like a nihilistic show. Like, it plays out much like a just like a really great sci-fi show, but the way it ends, I just did not see it coming as a young man. It kind of blew me away when I watched it. So maybe watch that one when you're feeling emotionally tough. You know what I mean? If you thought Walking Dead was hard, get yourself braced for Invasion Earth. After that, we've got Space Above and Beyond. This was an amazing American sci-fi show, absolutely fantastic. Really don't know where to begin singing this show's praises. The only real downside to this show was that it did kind of end on a cliffhanger. It got a couple of seasons, and then and now the cliffhanger was an optimistic it was an optimistic way to end the show, but at the same time it was definitely a cliffhanger. You knew that we were waiting. It was a to be continued kind of deal, but there was no continuation. But other than that, it was an amazing show, and what was made was top notch, and I highly recommend you check out Space Above and Beyond. After that, we've got like a really weird UK game show. Now, why a game show and a sci-fi special? Well, this was a sci-fi game show, very much in the spirit of other UK game shows like The Crystal Maze. This one, though, was entirely set in outer space. Just really, really wild show. Very, very different. Low budget, but hope you enjoy Scavengers. All of these shows that I'm talking about, I'll be putting the first episode in the playlist for you to check out. But the episodes, Curious World of MrRay, if you're not watching it in the playlist, you're missing out on a lot, because that's where you will find the entire episode of Curious World of MrRay and all of the things that I talk about and discuss, including these weird shows and wild shows that how they've been forgotten is beyond me, you know, because some of these are just gems. Or in fact, all of these ones that I'm discussing are gems. So the next one is Fallout Nuka Break. Before the big series got released, the fans had Fallout Nuka Break on YouTube. This was fan produced, and I've got to tell you, despite this being low budget, the production values are absolutely phenomenal. It's as good as any TV show as you'll watch these days. The script is fantastic, and not only did they get the best out of their money for the production value, but they got an amazing cast and some fairly big stars, including Doug Jones. Now, you may be wondering who Doug Jones is, but I assure you, you know this actor. If you've ever seen Hellboy, he's Abe Sapien. If you've seen The Shape of Water, he's the sea creature. If you've ever seen Pan's Labyrinth, he's, the creepy eyes guy. So, Doug Jones is in this show, and what's coolest of all is he's not hidden under a ton of prosthetics. So if you want to see what the actor Doug Jones looks like underneath all those prosthetics, just go check that out. After we've got the Fallout series, we've got Star Trek Continued, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. This is an amazing show, once again made by fans, fantastic production values, just completely in the spirit of the original Star Trek series. They have just picked up where the old show left off, and I've got to tell you, I love this show. It is truly just like a love letter to the original series, and there are a few episodes. I've given you the first. It's got cameos from like the original cast from the original series, reappraising their roles after like 50, 60 years. It's wild, isn't it? You know, it's just insane that they've managed to do this, and they've got other big, and later in the series they've got other big names like Lou Ferrigno playing a green alien, which putting Lou Ferrigno back in green makeup, come on, that's genius. Going from the Hulk to a green alien, just chef's kiss, so good. So there's that. One of my favourite things about Star Trek, before I move on to the next one, Sulu is played by Grant Imahara, and you may know Grant Imahara from Mythbusters. He plays Sulu in this. What a brilliant, wonderful cast, and really love seeing him in that seat there. Very sadly, he passed a few years ago, and honestly, of all the things that he's done, even out of Mythbusters, this is my favourite thing that he's done, and this is the way that I like to remember Grant Imahara by watching Star Trek Continued. He was so great in that show, and it was so great to see him in it. After Star Trek, we've got something else that's a bit different. This isn't a TV series, this is a radio series. It's a UK series, and it's incredibly funny. It's about a small village in rural England that is picked as the point of invasion for hostile aliens. And it's called Welcome to Our Village, Please Invade Carefully. Now, Welcome to Our Village, Please Invade Carefully is just as silly as it sounds. It's very British, tongue-in-cheek, very stiff upper lip British humour. Just listen to the first 5 minutes and you'll very quickly understand what makes this show funny. It has an amazing cast, and one of my favourite things about this show is Catherine Perkinson's performance. She's Catherine Perkinson is from IT Crowd. She's the redhead regular, and honestly, standing beside IT Crowd, I think this might be her funniest performance. She is absolutely hilarious in this show, and it's so worth the listen. If you're doing some housework, if you're driving your car, stick this radio show on in the background and have yourself a good laugh at this incredibly British and incredibly funny show. So that's more or less it for the first part. Before I go, I would like to remind my American viewers, because Americans make up about 40% of the people I'm watching, about 30% are from the UK, and the rest are from other places around the world. And for the Americans watching, if you're not able to see what's in my playlist, if you have a VPN, it's a quick fix, it's a regional issue. If you change your region to the UK, you'll be able to watch all of this stuff, no problem whatsoever. I go through it regularly to make sure it's all the things that I recommend, that all the things that are in my playlist are working and available to watch. But if there is a block in it, then it's a regional block. So just change your VPN, and that should do it. And just quickly, before I end this section, I'd like to give you my curious content recommendation for the week. It's just the one recommendation. Last week, most of the first part was taken up with recommending all the different content creators. This week, it's just one. He's a musician, he's a bassist, and he goes by the handle of Freak Bass. That's 2 E's, 2 S's, Freak Bass. Just out of this world. See what I did there for the sci-fi special? His music is out of this world, truly fantastic. There are a lot of bassists out there. There's Davey 504 and, the red-headed guy. You know the one that I'm talking about. Just some amazing bassists, but they're all non-professionals who have become professionals having done YouTube. Freak Bass is very different in that he is a professional who's just recently kind of started doing YouTube. what do I mean by he's a professional? Well, his first two albums were produced by the legendary Bootsy Collins. If you don't know who Bootsy Collins is, go check out Parliament. This guy is incredible. I mean, incredible. If you go check out my music playlist, you'll find some Parliament in it this week, because you need to know who Bootsy Collins is, because he produced Freak Bass's first two albums. So Freak Bass is touched by genius. You know, he's rubbed shoulders with legends, and the fact that he's doing a YouTube channel, anytime that he pops up in my shorts, in my feeds, when I'm scrolling through, I have to stop and listen, because it's always just like a 30-second to 3-minute burst of joy where he's coming out with these wild bass riffs that just blow my mind. Like, you know when you can cry tears of joy when you're so happy, or when somebody tells a joke and it's so bad that you grimace because it's good, but it's like, oh, and you grimace. Do you know when you get bass, a bass riff that's so funky, it makes you frown? You go from smiling to frowning, and your face goes, this is bass face. Whenever Freak Bass comes out, within moments, bass face is unlocked. Yeah, bass face. So get yourself some bass face. At the end of my episode, The Curious World of MrRay, I'll leave a couple examples of Freak Bass in his music. Hope you love this funky legend. Honestly, he's rewired my entire vocabulary when it comes to bass. I no longer speak of slapping or no more slapping. From now on, we pump, and we thump. That's what we do with the bass from now on. So, hope you love Freak Bass. Hope you love the shows. Just quickly just a quick reminder, it's the Champions, Land of the Giants, Blake 7, Invasion Earth, Space Above and Beyond, Scavengers, Fallout Nuka Break, Star Trek Continued, Welcome, and finally, the radio show, Welcome to Our Village, Please Invade Carefully. Really hope you enjoy the lineup, and I will see you after the shows. Enjoy!